don't forget, when you multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, you must reverse the inequality. But why? Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Math Mastery. Today we will learn how to solve linear inequalities and how to plot the solutions on the number line, and why we flip the inequality when we multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number. So let's get started. Let's choose two numbers on the number line, 3 and 1. You know 3 is greater than 1. And by the way, the inequality has 4 signs: greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal. So here, 3 is greater than 1. But what if we added 4 to both sides of the inequality to check the inequality will be right or not? 3 plus 4 is 7, and 1 plus 4 is 5. 7 is greater than 5, so the statement is still true. What if we subtract 4 from both sides? You'll get -1 and -3. And -1 is greater than -3. Is the statement true? Yes, of course, it's true. And let's try the multiplication. If we multiply both sides by 4, for example, so you will get 3 times 4 is 12, and 1 times 4 is 4, so 12 is greater than 4. Is the statement true? Yes, it's true. And by the way, if you want to divide the last inequality by 4, you will get the first inequality. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, so 3 is greater than 1. So the multiplication and division will work with the inequality. Now, what if we multiplied both sides by -1, or by any negative number? But here in this example, I will select -1. So 3 times -1 is -3, and 1 times -1 is -1. So is the statement true? -3 is greater than -1? No, it doesn't work. Let's plot these numbers on the number line. Here is 3 and here is 1. And 3 is to the right of 1, so 3 is greater than 1. When you go right, you will get bigger, and when you go left, you will get smaller. So 3 is greater than 1. But if we multiply both numbers by -1, you will get -3 and -1. So which one is bigger, -3 or -1? Of course, -1 is bigger because -1 is to the right of -3. So -1 is greater than -3. And that's why if we multiply or divide both sides of an inequality, we have to flip. Let's take an example. X minus 5 is less than or equal 8. By the way, solving the inequality is the same as solving the equation. So I want to get rid of -5 by adding 5 to the both sides. So here +5 and here also +5. -5 and 5 will cancel out, so x is less than or equal 8 plus 5 is 13. And if you want to plot this on the number line, I will draw a number line here, and here's 13. And because you have an equal sign underneath the less than, so I will draw a closed circle. So I will shade the circle because it's equal, and I will shade all the numbers less than 13. So I will draw a line towards the negative infinity. And also shade all the numbers in this region. And if you want to use the interval notation, start with the left, which is negative infinity, and the right is 13. So negative infinity first, and then 13. Negative infinity and infinity should take parentheses, always take parentheses. And 13, it depends on the circle. If the circle is closed, so it will be bracket, and if the circle is open, so use the parentheses. But here the circle is closed, so you will use bracket. Let's try another example. Negative x plus 4 is greater than 3, so I will get rid of 4, so add negative 4 to the both sides. Here is negative 4 and here is negative 4. 4 and negative 4 will cancel out, so negative x is greater than 3 minus 4 is negative 1. And here you want to divide by negative 1 because the coefficient is negative 1. So I will divide by negative 1, here divide by negative 1, and also here is divided by negative 1. But notice that the sign is greater than, and when you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. So it will be x is less than negative 1 divided by negative 1 is 1. So the solutions are x as less than 1. All numbers are less than 1. And if you want to plot these on the number line, you will draw a number line. So here's 1. And because you don't have an equal sign underneath the less than, so you will not shade the circle. It will be an open circle. And then you will go towards the left because the sign is less than. And then shade this region. And if you want to represent it as an interval notation, you will start with the left, which is negative infinity, and the right is 1. Negative infinity, you will use the parentheses, and 1 because the circle is open, so you will use also the parentheses. Here 3x is greater than or equal 15, and the coefficient is 3. So you will divide by 3. 3 and 3 cancel out, so x is greater than or equal 15 divided by 3 is 5. And you can represent it on the number line and represent it as an interval notation. And here, 1/2 x is less than or equal 6. And the coefficient is 1 over 2. And to get rid of 1 over 2, you can use the reciprocal of 1 over 2, which is 2 over 1. So I will multiply both sides by 2 over 1. Here times 2 over 1, and also here times 2 over 1. 2 and 2 will cancel out, and 1 and 1. So x is less than or equal 2 times 6 is 12. So x is less than or equal 12. And here, you can pause the video here and solve it by yourself. 5 minus 2x is greater than or equal 27. So I will subtract 5 from the both sides. So here's minus 5, and also here minus 5. 5 and negative 5 will cancel out, so negative 2x is greater than or equal 27 minus 5 is 22. And here the coefficient is negative 2, so you will divide by negative 2, and you will flip the sign because you will divide by a negative number, which is negative 2. So here divided by negative 2, and also here divided by negative 2. Negative 2 and negative 2 will cancel out, so x is less than or equal 22 divided by negative 2 is negative 11. Let's try another example. Here you have 4x on the both sides, so you can combine them in one side by adding x to remove negative x. So here plus x, and also here plus x. Negative x and x will cancel out, so 4x plus x is 5x. Minus 1 is greater than 14. And you want to get rid of negative 1, so you will add 1 to the both sides. Here is plus 1, and also here plus 1. Now 5x is greater than 14 plus 1 is 15. Should you flip the sign? Should you flip the inequality here? No, because you will divide by 5, not negative 5. So there is no need to change the sign. So here is divided by 5, and also here divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so x is greater than 15 divided by 5 is 3. Let's take another example. Here is 2 times n minus 4 is less than 6, and you have parentheses. So first you have to get rid of the parentheses by using the distributive property. 2 times n is 2n minus 2 times 4 is 8 and less than 6. By the same procedure, you will add 8 to the both sides, and negative 8 plus 8 will cancel out, so 2n is less than 6 plus 8 is 14. And the coefficient is 2, so you will divide by 2. Here is divided by 2, and also here divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it's n less than 14 divided by 2 is 7. Let's try this compound inequality. 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal negative 16 and less than or equal 2. By the way, you will do the same procedures here, but instead of adding 4 to both sides, you will add 4 to the 3 sides. So you will add 4 here, and here also plus 4, and here's also plus 4. So negative 4 and 4 will cancel out, so 3x is greater than or equal negative 16 plus 4 is negative 12, and less than or equal 2 plus 4 is 6. And the coefficient of x is 3, so you have to divide the 3 sides by 3. So here is divided by 3, and also here, and also here. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so it will be x is greater than or equal 12 divided by 3 is 4, but you have negative, so it would be negative 4. And less than or equal 6 divided by 3 is 2. And if you want to represent it on the number line, I will draw a number line here. Negative 4 on the left and 2 on the right. And all numbers between negative 4 and 2, you will shade it. But because you have an equal sign underneath the greater than, so you will shade the circle. And also here, you will shade the circle because you have an equal sign underneath the less than. And also, you will shade all the numbers between them. And the interval notation will be negative 4, which is the left, and 2, which is the right. At negative 4, you have a closed circle, so you will put bracket. And also here at 2, you have a closed circle, so you'll put a bracket. Let's take the last example. 3x plus 2 is less than negative 10, or 2x minus 4 is greater than negative 4. And here, because you have the word or, so I will deal with each inequality separately. The first inequality, 3x plus 2 is less than negative 10. And the second inequality, 2x minus 4 is greater than negative 4. By adding negative 2 to the both sides here, so here minus 2 and also here minus 2. So 3x as less than negative 10 minus 2 is negative 12. And the coefficient is 3, so we will divide both sides by 3. 3 and 3 will cancel out, so x as less than negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Notice that you will not flip the sign because negative is on the other side, is far away from x. So x is less than negative 4. What about the second inequality? Here you will add 4 to the both sides. So here plus 4 and also here plus 4. Negative 4 and 4 will cancel out. So 2x is greater than negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Yes. And divided by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So x is greater than 0 divided by 2 is 0. So here's x as less than negative 4, and here's x as greater than 0. And if you want to plot this on the number line, I will draw a number line here. Here's infinity, and here's negative infinity. And negative 4 is on the left, so here's negative 4, and here is 0. But notice that you will not shade all numbers between negative 4 and 0, because the first inequality states x as less than negative 4. So here is the circle, and the circle is open because there is no equal underneath the less than. And then you will go towards the left or towards the negative infinity. And then you will go towards the left or towards the negative infinity. And shade all the numbers on the left. What about the second solution? X is greater than 0. Let's draw a circle at 0. And since you don't have an equal sign underneath the greater than, so the circle will be open. And since it's greater than, so you will go towards the right or towards the infinity and shade all the numbers on the right. And if you want to use the interval notation, you'll start with negative infinity because it's on the left, negative infinity, and negative 4. And here you will use a parenthesis, and also here you will use the parenthesis. And because you have another solution from 0 to infinity, I will use union 0 to infinity. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.